important to get consent before quoting? If so, how can I get consent from original authors? Oh, I see. Well, many times authors will list their emails in their publications if you would like to quote. I think ultimately, you can still cite. I think you have the superscript reference to another journal. I think just being honest about that is probably all you need to do. If you did want to quote them, though, I think that's something I've found is that most people, if you reach out to them, most journals will list the email of the primary author. They're happy to do that. I've seen that a lot where they say you want to use their poster in your research class. They'll give consent and things like that as well. So you'll be surprised how friendly people will be. But it's important to get that consent. What are the main ethical reasons for rejection? That's a great question. I always look through things in the lens of science and medicine, but looking at it in a broader sense, I see your background in cybersecurity. There's lots of other reasons too. Obviously, the very obvious things we've discussed around plagiarism, around not disclosing or adjusting data. Those are reasons for rejections. I don't know if it would apply to you in your background in cybersecurity, but oftentimes it's was improper consent obtained for patients and things like that. I think the biggest thing, especially for students, is making sure that they're following the journal's best practices, and that can get them a long way in terms of avoiding rejection for things like that. If I quote something from the author and mention that it is quoted, is this considered wrong? No, I think as long as you quote it and attribute it appropriately, it's fine. I think where we run into issues if you take the text, don't say it's a quote, don't attribute it to them, and then it's sort of like kind of stealing their thought or their contribution. So I think whether you attribute it through a reference and say it's from so and so 2025, or use those quote marks. I think it's the problem is to not do either, and then try to make it seem like it's your contribution, which is the challenge.